Hello, my friends. Welcome to an exceptionally special episode of the Party Nerds Popcast. We are coming to you live from a triple secret location high in the Hollywoodland Hills area of Los Angeles, California. I'm Richard Gabai, my pal Robert Carradine, and we are joined today by one of my favorite actresses, the iconic Dee Wallace. Thank you, Dee, for being here.
I'm happy to be here, and so close.
Yeah, she's in another quadruple secret location. So Dee, forgive me and shut me up at any moment, but you're in
A lot.
my all-time favorite movie. So it's the elephant in the room. I just got to get out. ET, the Extra-Terrestrial, one of the greatest films ever made that I've only seen about 80 million times. And I mean,
It's our Wizard of Oz for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
America's mom. Sorry.
The rest of my life. I had to go to New Zealand to do the Frighteners so I could kill people, so I could play things other than a mom after E.T. Not that I'm complaining at all, but E.T., there's something about that film that just reaches into people's souls and reminds them of what the truth is.
Wow.
So Dee,
Yes?
what was the process of getting into that film? Because I'm
Oh,
dying
it's a
to
really
know.
Hollywood story.
Oh, let's have it.
Well, Stephen had me audition for Used Cars, which is a great movie, but unfortunately I didn't get it. And Spielberg works way ahead. You know, he's always knows what he's doing in the future. And when he saw me, the way I understand it, he saw the essence of who he wanted in Mary.
Wow.
He wanted somebody vulnerable and kind of pure, you know?
Yes.
And so when E.T. came along, they just called and offered it to me.
Oh,
Wow.
I know, it's a real Hollywood story.
no, but I love that story. That's so great.
Yeah, doesn't happen often, does it?
It doesn't.
What a relief. Every now and then you just get the job in one of the greatest films that's ever been made.
Yeah.
And it really is. Like, I'm seeing you here, and we finally are in a film together. We'll maybe get to that later, but we didn't work on the same day. Although I'm very jealous. My son got to have his first ever film appearance. Well, let's get to it. There's a remake of Night of the Living Dead coming out that all of us are in. And my son, Raphael, got to have his first scene ever in a feature film with one of my heroes.
Heroines.
Heroines. I like that. We're
One of
going
my
back.
heroines.
All right, genders are back. Okay. Heroines. So how about just because I can't help it. Shooting E.T. when you're on the set and everything's grooving, did you know from day one, or what was the feeling? What was
No,
the
I don't think you
shooting
ever
like?
know, do you?
You don't, but you
Nah.
had to have a vibe, right?
Well, look, I had to go over to the studio behind locked doors and read the script. In the 80s, people were stealing
Right.
ideas right and left.
Yeah.
So I did, and I called my agent, and I said, you know, I don't think this is going to do a lot for me, but I think it's going to do a lot for the world. And I want to be a part of it. And I was right, wasn't I?
Yeah.
It did a lot for you.
It did a lot for me, yeah.
You are absolutely unforgettable.
Thank you.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
you just like penis, Beth.
No, I'm not kidding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I could totally see, like, from your perspective, you're like, well, yeah, I know, but for us, it's like, well, we weren't in the movie, and we'll never get over it.
Well, E.T.'s the star of the movie.
Yeah.
E.T. and Henry.
But I think, Henry,
Elliot.
especially as a young guy, well, 1982? Yeah, I'm 12 years old.
Okay, no making me feel old.
No, I'm not 12 years old. I'm lying. I'm doing bad math. I'm
Yeah, 2002.
9.
20.
He was 9.
2002.
20. No, I'm not 12 years old. I was older. But the punchline is, I think, but the beauty of all that casting as well. It's true. It's E.T. and it's the Extra-Terrestrial. But I could identify with everybody. Everyone seemed so real.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that made the movie work. But right around the same time, you were doing, you're saying being typecast, but I mean, you were doing horror movies before and after.
Oh, yeah.
The
Family.
Howling before and Cujo after.
What was the deal with Howling? Because my dad was in that.
Oh, we spent many, many nights around that fire
I'll bet you
listening
did.
to
Oh, yeah.
great stories from your dad and
Oh,
Slim.
man. Yeah, if we got my dad in here, it would be a mini-series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was such a lovely,
Thank you,
such a
Dee.
lovely man.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we had a great time. It was a tough shoot. It's so funny, people compare American Werewolf and The Howling all the time. We had 1 million, they had 12. It was really a labor of love, and that movie literally is all Joe Dante. The studios didn't want to cough up any more money for all the cartoons and the clips from all the old films, so Joe paid for it himself.
Wow.
Yeah, and it really makes a huge difference in
Yeah,
the
it
movie.
does.
Yeah.
The audience doesn't care what the budget was.
No.
They don't know and they don't care. So
No.
I love both of those films. I love American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
Scared them.
But it's very different than The Howling.
I wouldn't compare them. It never entered my mind to compare them.
Yeah.
They're just,
They both have werewolves.
they're both werewolf movies. So the makeup wasn't as good in the original Universal, right? I mean, you can compare them all. They're totally different movies. But that's one thing that I try and remind myself. Like when a movie I'm making is on television, nobody's going to care that you just had 1 6-pack of Coke and 1 roll of Scotch tape. They're going to judge you by
Yeah.
what's on the screen.
Yep. There was a scene in The Howling when they're all in the barn, remember? And I walked in to do this very emotional scene, and I'm looking around, and there are 4 women with their breasts hung over the balcony that they're standing on. And I went to Joe and I said, "What the hell is this?" And he said, "Well, the foreign markets want more nudity." And I said, "Well, your star doesn't." I said, I'm not, no, this cheapens everything that we're doing. So they called Dan Blatt, our producer, and it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, right? And he pulls up in his sports car and screeches to a halt and gets out. He walks in the barn. He takes one look. He looked at Joe and he said, "She's right. Put clothes on him and start shooting."
All right.
There you go. Well, when I first made my first movie, I was told by a foreign distributor, because it was before the internet and before anything, that you needed, if you had a couple of shots of nudity, then you had foreign sales. So that was a thing. It's no longer a thing.
Well, look.
Oh, now it's on HBO.
They have a huge scene of my husband, who was then my fiance, totally naked screwing the she-wolf. If that's not enough to get it distributed in Europe, then it's tough shit.
Exactly. After ET, so was it issue for you not getting offered roles anymore, or that not the roles you wanted? Like you were just always going to be the...
Okay, I went pretty much straight from ET into Cujo. What leading woman would not want to do that role?
Right.
But again, there was a big love scene in the script, which was written with nudity. And when Dan Blatt, who produced The Howling, produced Cujo, and he called me and I said, "Oh, Dan, I have to do this part, but I don't do nudity." And he said, Yeah, I know, Dee, but we want Chris to play your lover in it. So it would have been a love scene between who became my husband and myself. I said, "Yeah, I understand that, and I still don't do nudity, Dan." So they got me this hot pink dress with this big full skirt, and I sat on top of him.
And the rest is cinematic history, but another hit.
They play it all the time now, all the time.
And so a lot of our friends on the show, and we get notes and stuff, and a lot of people either love the movies or want to be in the movies. So how did the whole journey start for you? Before, I mean, everyone, you were working like crazy. I mean, I guess when you were like 10 years old in the 70s, but.
Yeah, my mom, we were very, very poor, very poor. But my mom was a great actress in local community theater while she was being a secretary to help pay the way for all of us. And so I was used to being in front of I looked kind of like Shirley Temple. I had the blonde ringlets and the whole thing. But I acted in high school.
And where were you? Were you here?
Kansas, baby.
Kansas, right?
Born and raised.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I graduated KU, and then I taught a year of high school.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I thought, if I don't get out of here now, I'm never going to get out of here. So I said, I'm going to go to New York to be an actress. And everybody laughed at me. You don't know anybody. Nobody knows you. And I said, yeah, thanks for sharing. I'm going anyway. And in less than 7 years, I started in ET. Yeah.
And did you stay in New York through that time?
I stayed in New York for 2 years. I got my, I was a dancer, had danced all my life. So I got my equity card, being a Cujo peanut in an industrial show. Cujo peanut with the googly eyes. Ow! Yeah. But it got me my equity card, and then I met a guy at an audition, and he invited me to a Halloween party. And at the end of the Halloween party, his friends came over to me and they said, Dee, we'd like you to come by the office on Monday. We think we'd like to work with you. Well, they were agents from Marge Fields, who was the biggest commercial agent at the time in New York. And I went, oh, okay, what do you do? Isn't it Kansas? And they told me they were commercial agents. So I went in and I signed them with them. And I didn't go on very many auditions before I landed my first job. My first commercial was with United Airlines. I'll show you what I did. Where's my camera? This one?
This is your close-up.
Oh, okay. That's what I did. I was the friendship girl for United Airlines. Yeah.
The Friendly Airlines.
Yeah.
Was that
Fly the Friendly Skies and all that. Yeah.
back in the day?
Back in the day, yeah.
Bobby, remember when stewardesses were all cute?
Yes.
She started it.
Yes.
That's amazing. So, and then you found yourself in LA.
Yes, I danced across America. And I had a friend from New York, a guy friend, and he said, Dee, will you help me get in to see your commercial agent, and I'll help you get in to see my theatrical agent.
I remember those kind of deals.
Yeah, and we both did, and we both got signed. Then another friend happened to know a director that was doing Streets of San Francisco. They needed somebody to open the show and be stalked and raped, somebody who could emotionally. So he said, oh, I know this great girl I was in Uta Hawkins' class in New York with. So they called me, and I went in, and they called me about 3 weeks later. They said, we need you back again. Really? I thought you were down after our show, you know. They forgot to turn the camera on.
Oh my God.
I mean, well, that's how they explained it to me, it might have just been a technical failure. But anyway, I had to go back and scream again.
But maybe at the time you were just getting started, you probably got paid again, and that wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you
that
go.
was the goal.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's still the goal.
I know, it pays off.
I know. And so, did you just start popping up all this TV then?
Yeah, I did a lot of TV MOWs, and you know, in the 80s, women played a lot of victims, and I was a good screamer.
For lack of a better cliche, one of the original Scream Queen group, but also so much other work, you know? I mean, because
Yeah, I'm
it's
lucky.
ET, you know?
Well, and I go,
Yeah.
you know, I have 10 films coming out. 4 of them are lighter relationship, you know, Hallmark kind of movies.
And
Not for Hallmark, but and the others are horror, suspense.
and you made 2 wonderful lighthearted movies with our pal Fred Olin Ray. Invisible Mom. Invisible Mom was great.
Yeah, we had a good time.
You did Invisible Mom and Invisible Mom 2 with the legendary Fred Olin Ray. We've all worked with. I've been in about 10 Fred movies at least. I think we're going to do one together at the end of this year.
I've been in 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should tell them all 3 of us want to do one together.
We will. We will. We talk all the time.
I'd love to see Fred.
And Fred actually a guest on the program. We've had Fred as a guest on the program, but
Oh, I bet you
via
got
Zoom.
some stories there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
It's a special late night edition of
Yeah,
Party
I
Minute
bet.
podcast. We've all done the Corman thing. We're all in that Night of the Living Dead movie together. And what's interesting also, which is a huge part of your life, is your inspirational books and your
Yeah.
TED Talk. Share with the crowd. Because it's
Well,
really interesting.
It was an interesting journey. I'm a clairaudient channel, which means I hear messages. It really started when I was little. One night, I was very close to my grandma because my mom had to work all the time. And I woke up what seemed like the middle of the night to me. It was around midnight. And I went, something's wrong at Grandma's house. Something's wrong. And I went in and woke up my mom, who had to leave for work on a bus at 7 a.m. And I said, Mommy, something's wrong at Grandma's house. And God love her. She got up and she called, and nobody answered. Now, Grandma had a phone right next to her bed. And I said, Mom, something's wrong. I'm telling you, something's wrong. So we got in the car and we drove over to Grandma's, and the cat had gotten up on the stove and turned the burners on, and they hadn't come on.
Right, it's just gas.
So the whole house was filling up with gas.
Oh, my God.
Now, whether she would have been okay, who knows?
Well, till she turned on the light.
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't have been okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we got there and opened the windows. I would get messages like I would be sitting on the staircase. It was like a duplex house, and Grandma and Grandpa lived upstairs and we lived downstairs at this time. I'm changing houses on you here. And, you know, I would hear this voice say, help me. Will you please help me? And I finally just said out loud, you don't need my help. Just go back. Just go back where you want to be. You can leave right now. And I never heard the voice again.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
A little freaky, though, right?
Well, not to a kid.
Yeah, to a kid, it's normal.
To a kid, it's normal.
Yeah, wow.
And I studied with Uta Hagen and Jeff Corey, and they're the creme de la creme of teachers in those days. It just didn't work for me. The more I tried to figure stuff out, the worse actor I was. So when I came out here, somebody told me about this man named Charles Conrad.
I studied with Charles
You
Conrad.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, so you
Alright.
know what I'm talking about.
Keep going, keep going.
So his method was loosely based on Meisner. But basically what it was is you got your energy through the roof, and then you did what he called throwing your energy. So I'm going to do it to the camera so the audience can see. So I'm looking at the camera right now. I'm talking. It looks like now I'm throwing my energy to you. Can you feel the difference? And that's what it does. It opens up a channel. Didn't you see remarkable work in his studio?
I did, and I saw some people who were total wallflowers, and then they would get up there,
Yeah.
and they would just blow the roof off the
Yeah.
place. And the person that was the biggest wallflower, he wouldn't talk to that person. He talked to the other person, who, in my opinion, wasn't as good. But this poor wallflower who just bared her soul, he didn't say anything to her. And I saw this
Really?
happen several times. So one time I chased her out of one of these girls out of the acting class.
You chased a girl?
A
No.
person. I chased this person out of the acting
Yes.
class, and I said, I just want you to know how incredible you just were, okay? I just wanted you to know that. And she was like, oh, thank you so much.
Well, that was nice.
Well, because it
That's
really, it bugged
funny.
me. It bugged me that he would sometimes miss people who, I mean, they were invisible and then they weren't. But I learned a lot
He
there.
must have had a reason for that. He had a reason for everything.
Well, he probably wanted them to try harder.
Or
I
maybe,
don't
Bobby,
know,
maybe
but-
she wasn't that great, really, and she was just really cute, and you wanted a reason to chase her.
She was really cute.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
now know.
we have the
Okay,
truth.
don't
Yeah.
blame the teacher, blame the messenger.
But anyway, that's and then when I started teaching, I would always have 5 auditors, and they were required to get up and work. And I would start getting downloads about information about them. And I remember I stopped one about 10 lines into the scene, and I said, okay, wait a minute, what's going on with you and relationships in your life? And he burst into tears.
Wow.
He said, Miss Wallace, I've been engaged so many times, and they've all broken it off and left me. And I said, well, this is what I'm picking up. And it started around 3 years old, and it started with your mom. Again, he burst into tears. That's when his mother died.
Oh.
So what he was energetically holding when he would get into a relationship was, I can't go all the way with this. I can't finalize this because she'll leave me. So they all did. Mm-hmm. And that's how our beliefs that we put together as children, I guarantee you, if you're hitting a wall in your life, and this is brain science, go back to your childhood, conception to 8 years old, and see what you were taught or what was modeled in front of you about whatever subject you're working on. You'll see why you can't move forward in that area. It's our brains are locked into our belief system by 8 years old. 8 years old. And most of us don't even remember a lot of the stuff that happened back then. But I know when ET came out, you know, everybody wanted to talk to me and all the news feeds, and I just started getting smaller and smaller and withdrawing, and I went, what the hell? I'm getting everything I want. And I heard my grandmother say, they're the rich people. We're the good people.
That's a good one.
Well,
That's a
so
good one.
many of us are
Yeah.
taught that.
Yes, indeed.
You know, and I went, you know, I get why that was one of Grandma's beliefs. I don't choose that as my belief. That's not going to give me what I want. My consciousness decides what I do with my money. You know, sometimes when I go out and speak, I'll take a big pile of money and I'll put it on stage and I'll go, and I want you all to watch this for the next 2 hours. Watch all the bad shit it does. Yeah, so I get a big laugh, but people get it.
That's really good.
You know?
Oh,
So
I like
yeah,
that.
I love my healing work. IamDeeWallace.com if you want to check it out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Check it out. And you brought something to mind because Bobby, you had a very interesting childhood.
That I did.
And were you under 8 years old when you were kind of left alone all summer?
Yes.
You were left alone.
Well, not alone, but I was sent to summer camp when I was 7.
Oh, yeah.
At
You put a 7-year-old kid in summer camp for 12 weeks
on
Yeah.
Catalina Island.
on Catalina Island. Talk about being stuck on an island.
And other kids were leaving every 2 weeks. But Bobby was
Yeah.
perennial.
Do you know why?
My guess is that my stepmother probably had little interest in entertaining John Carradine's boys over the summer. Because
Her loss.
all 3 of us went there.
Yeah.
But I loved it. And I learned how to sail. I'm a sailor. I learned how to shoot a rifle, how to shoot a bow and arrow, how to not cut yourself when you're carving wood. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff. A lot
Thank
of stuff.
God.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I'm a fan of almost every single thing you've done. And I am a fan. I only have one little bone to pick with, not with you, but
Geez, here we go.
our friend, our mutual friend, who actually gave me my second movie, Dave Dakota. So
I love Dave.
I do too, but see, I made The Wrong Woman with Danica McKellar and Jonathan
What do you
Bennett.
mean you made?
I directed it and I produced it.
Oh,
And it
okay.
was at the time the highest rated movie in Lifetime A&E's history. And smart Dave Dakota went and made The Wrong Everything. And Dee Wallace is in 2 ripoffs of my movie, the wrong Teacher and The Wrong Mommy. But with their fun shoots,
if
Dave's
you
a
say
blast.
so.
Dave's a blast.
Yeah, he is. He's a sweet.
And in fact,
What's he doing these days?
I haven't heard from him for a while.
Neither.
But we've stayed in touch. He, back in the Stone Age when I first started in the business, I immediately booked a beer commercial. Then I went and did an independent film in Pennsylvania, and then in Dramalog I went and auditioned for a film, and I found myself in a movie called Nightmare Sisters, which is now a classic, but then was really something special. Talking about nudity, I read the script and there's no nudity in it. And the first day was 20 pages. And I was an actor.
Good Lord.
I was an actor and I learned every word. We knocked out 20 pages in a day, but just sitting around in the house, just knocking out dialogue. And I walked on set the second day and the 3 leading ladies were leading in every way as I walked in the door. And I was like, this was not in the script.
I guess he means tits out.
I
Right.
think so,
But
yeah.
the punchline was, though, afterwards, I asked Dave, I said, how much did this movie cost? And he told me, and he mentored me through making my first film, which was a ripoff of Bobby's movie. I made a movie called Assault of the Party Nerds, which was a Revenge of the Nerds ripoff. Bobby forgives me, and that's one of the reasons I think why we hit it off, and we're here making this show.
Oh, I know something I want to find out.
Okay.
When you were on the set with Drew Barrymore and Henry, and was it C. Thomas Howell? Is that right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Robert McNaughton played the older boy.
Right. How were those kids? Were they
Oh, they
ratty
were-
or were they good?
Oh, they were fabulous.
Oh, that's good to hear.
They were, yeah. Yeah. Everybody was kind of, Robert had the most experience of any of the kids.
Right.
The older.
Yeah.
But they were just, I remember, but I'm really good with kids too.
Okay.
So sometimes I'd rather work with kids because they're open and they don't get set in their ideas, and
Right.
they're just with you. They're along with the ride
Yes,
with you.
they are. They're
yeah.
great. I had that experience on Lizzie McGuire, a kids show that I did 20 years ago. They were great. These kids were great.
Yeah. And Danny Pintaro, oh my God, I thank God every morning I got that kid for Cujo. He was like working with another adult.
Oh,
scene where he has the big seizure, you know, I said, okay, Danny, we're going to do this scene now where you have to have the seizure. Are you okay? Do you need help? Are you afraid of any? He looked at me and he said, oh, Dee, that happened to me when I was little. Watch. And he goes right into it. I thought, well, I'm not going to have to worry about this kid, right? He was amazing. All the ET kids and Danny,
They're
all
great.
of them.
Oh, that's great.
Drew
to hear.
Barrymore,
Yeah.
what an iconic legend,
Oh,
and what
God.
a career. And I mean, have you stayed in touch with the kids through the years, or?
Oh, I do conventions with the boys. You know, it was the 40th anniversary a couple of years ago. And we did a lot. We went in and did Drew's show. All of us got together again, which you can still see on YouTube. And yeah, it was really a nice reunion.
And I think you said it best. It's the Wizard of Oz of our generation.
You bet.
Dee, thank you so much. The legendary Dee Wallace. Thank you so much. That concludes an Extra-Terrestrial episode of the Party Nerds Podcast. I'm Richard Gabai, Robert Carradine. Dee Wallace, thank you so much. You're so delightful. Thank you.
Yeah, I could have gone on for 2 more hours.